Hey, good morning, Joanne. It's so nice to see your lovely smiling face. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. And how are you?
Hanging in, like
Good.
all of us. Very rough waters in the world right now, and hopeful that we will all get through this and we all come out in a better place. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. So let's talk about you for a moment, because back, I think, in December, the Viacom CBS merger came through. And before the ink was even dry, we kind of went into this pandemic. So now you've got two big companies coming together. You've got a new boss. We're now scattered, not working in the office anymore. You got to bring a culture together, people together, new company together. What was that like the first 2 weeks when we went into this? And one, from a business perspective, outside your walls, because you had to deal with all these advertisers and the triage that was going on, and then inside your walls in terms of a new company and bringing everybody together. Like, a lot was thrown at you.
Yes. And being type A, like you are, I like to think I rise to the challenge, but you're only as good as the people around you, as you know. It was a little bit crazy. I think that first and foremost, when we left the office that Thursday night, none of us had any idea that we would still be working from home now going into June. Right before I got on the phone with you, I was looking back through some emails and I looked at the dates and it was like March 9th, March 10th, and that just is unbelievable. So the pandemic and the crisis of COVID really brought us together probably more quickly than we would have done if we were working from the office, because we still had offices at 1515 down on 28th Street and at BlackRock. So having to kind of get up and running from home, making sure that everybody was on the same page, lots of phone calls, and obviously everybody quickly learned how to use Zoom or whatever technology we were using, mostly Zoom right now. And it really brought the teams together. In the first week, when we realized we weren't going to be going back to work and clients were basically trying to evaluate what they were going to do, we did a call 5 days a week, every morning at 10, with the entire senior leadership team of ad sales, and then we would regroup throughout the day. So that brought us together because people were getting on the phone where they might not have necessarily done that, and they were focused on clients' needs. And we just worked through it, and we got into a really good pattern. And I think that we grew closer together by being apart. And we were in the foxhole together. We gained new respect for people. We got to know people over Zoom. And it really, I think, accelerated the process and the relationships. So, yeah, we've been through a lot together since March. And so far, so good.
Yeah, Joanne, first of all, first, I want to thank you and your team, because those first 2 weeks, 3 weeks for us was complete triage. We had clients in crisis. Some of them didn't even know if their doors were going to open again.
Correct.
Massive changes, as you know, in terms of moving inventory and clients' media plans. And I have to commend you and the CBS Viacom team, because you really were reactive. And, we believe that our relationships, both with you and with our clients, it's like a marriage, in sickness and in health. And everybody was sick. And I think that the industry came together to really work with clients' needs at that point in time. And for you, you were probably just learning who to call at that point in time within your own organization. So, thank you a lot for that. And now we're 10, 12 weeks in. What have you learned? For me, it's interesting. This business was so personal. We'd get together, we would meet, we'd have collaborative sessions, we'd have brainstormings with your people face to face. We'd, enjoy being out, having a cup of coffee or a drink after work. Our business foundation has been these relationships, and now these relationships are all remote. But it's interesting because I think I've probably spoken to you and seen you more in the last 8 weeks or 10 weeks than when we were in the office the prior 6. So there's something going on where connection is greater right now. But with your agency relationships and client relationships, share with me, hopefully, some silver lining here and what you've learned.
Thank you. And I was going to ask you the same about working with your team, because you are so hands-on as a leader with your team and in the industry. But like you, I think that we all learned how important in this industry the value of these personal relationships that we've grown to, nurture and take deeper dives throughout the years. And look, we all had tough jobs to do. As you said, people were in triage, clients and agencies didn't know where they were going. And it was our job really to listen. And I think it deepened some of the relationships, because then we were seeing it firsthand. And we're all professionals, and we needed to be, as you know, the word that has come up over and over again is flexibility. But I really think across the board, with so many clients, we've had, like you said, you and I have spoken to each other. Bill, you were one of the first people that called me that weekend.
Right.
You wanted me to go buy eggs for you at Cinderella, but I drew the line there. But seriously, it has nurtured, just like people pick up the phone, I should just call Joanne, or Joanne says, I should just call this CMO, or I should just call this client and just reassure them that we're working towards their goals and we're trying to work with them to solve the issue. So I think that really is the silver lining. And I think that we've all seen that, well, this is, we all have business to do. We all have our goals, but we have to work together. It has to be give and take in these relationships. And hey, no one in this business, no one has been through a pandemic before. So I hope what we take away are the learnings that, we listen more, we stay in touch more, and that we really do work to help the clients solve the problems. And it's not just one-on-one, it's really the whole industry working together. It's been really rewarding from that point of view. I wanted to ask you about your team, because as a leader, you have an amazing team and people look to you for advice and help. How has that been for you, sitting out here and having your very, very tight and wonderful team so far away and so spread out?
So, I had three goals when this happened. The first one was, like everybody, the first couple of weeks, what is this, and are we going to survive this? And, with many of my clients, having to get off the air and significant drop off in spend, first point was, were we going to survive this, and how long is this going to go on? The second was, and I put this at the top of the list, obviously the health and wellness of our people, to making sure that they felt safe and that their jobs were secure. And we have not gone through any terminations or any layoffs as a company, which is counter to what you've obviously seen at my competitors in the holding companies.
Mm-hmm.
And the third piece about that was communication. And I, to this day, for the last 85, 90 days, send out a Bill daily email every single night to our people, every night, with regard to transparency and what's happening and inspiration in keeping the company together. And in a strange way, I, maybe like you as well, as our company has grown to thousands of employees, I've become more distant from a lot of the general employee base other than my leadership team. And through these Bill dailies and through all these talks on Zoom and Teams every day, I've actually become closer and have touched so many more people within the organization. I feel closer than ever to my company right now. And I'm very proud. And we do a ton of these surveys with regards to how are things going. They're weekly to our teams. And we are scoring higher today than we did in February when we were in the office. So I'm really proud of how that's transpired and keeping our company together. And I think that we're more together today than ever. And it's something that I think is going to make us come out stronger as a company when we get through this. So it's been quite rewarding in a very strange way. And that's my silver lining.